what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica Alexandra, and today, guys, I'm officially 38 weeks pregnant. I'm almost at the end of my pregnancy, and today I'm going to be telling you about pregnancy symptoms that nobody told me about. I went through so many symptoms. Like, there's things that everybody tells you about. You know, you're going to be nauseous. You know, it's gonna be uncomfortable to sleep, or like you're gonna get melasma, which is like the darkening of the skin. Which I got melasma. I was nauseous, and those I expected. But today I'm gonna be telling you guys about the symptoms that no one told me about that I got. The first one for me, which was the most uncomfortable, and it's been the most uncomfortable, I actually got this in my third trimester. So if you look closely at my face, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I'm sweating profusely, okay? I'm sorry to get so close up into your face, but this third trimester, guys, no one told me that one of the symptoms that you can get is sweating, like excessive sweat. So this third trimester, like as soon as it was my third trimester, I started sweating like crazy. Like, it is like the AC could be on, or I'm at the store, like at Walmart, at the mall, anywhere, walking around with AC, and I am drenched in sweat. Like, my face sweats so much, and no one told me that. No one told me that that was a pregnancy symptom. I thought like it was just me, and then I googled it and it said that that is a pregnancy symptom. So that has been my least favorite, because right now it's summer. I mean, I was in my third trimester like in June. So June, July, and August have been my third trimester, and it's been ridiculously hot, and I started sweating profusely, and it just, no one told me that that was a pregnancy symptom, or that that was gonna happen to me, or that that could happen to me. I can't sleep without the AC. If the AC turns off for even 1 hour, I'll wake up drenched in a puddle of my sweat. And I know that's a TMI, but it's the reality. Like, it's just ridiculously hot. I'm always sweating, and I don't know why. It just doesn't go away. And I think, and they say it's due to hormones. Like, everything is due to hormones. So this is due to hormones, and I absolutely hate it. I'm always sweating, like from my nose, from my forehead, in my neck, and like, I'm a big girl in general, but I never sweat like this. And how it's like all the time. And when I wear my mask, it sucks, because like I'm sweating my chin and my lip. Like, oh, it's just so hot. It's ridiculous. So if you're pregnant and sweating, it's a pregnancy symptom, and I feel so bad for you, because girl, I feel you. The other symptom that I got that I had no idea, that no one told me about, was SPD, which is symphysis pubis dysfunction, which is like a group of symptoms that cause discomfort in the pelvic region. It usually occurs during pregnancy when your pelvic joints become stiff or move unevenly. It can occur both at the front and the back of your pelvis. SPD is sometimes also referred to as pelvic girdle pain. So this was something that I had never heard of. I had never heard anybody talk about until it says this condition isn't harmful to your baby, but it could be extremely painful for you. In some, the pain may be so severe that it affects mobility. So I had never heard of anyone talk about SPD. None of my friends had ever told me that they had SPD or anything. I had never heard it from anyone, like in my family or from like a doctor. I had no idea that this existed until it happened to me. So the symptoms are, it says, pain in the front center of your pubic bone, pain in the lower back or on one of your sides, pain in your perineum, also sometimes travels through your thighs. The pain is often more obvious when you're walking, using stairs, putting weight on one leg, or turning over in bed. So the whole time that I've been pregnant, I've been sleeping on my left side, because that's what my doctor told me to do, and that's what like my mom and everybody told me, that you're supposed to sleep on your left side. Something about like the vein, I forgot what the name of the vein is, but the vein that, like, you know, delivers blood to your body. If you sleep on your right side, like you can put too much weight on it and it makes your circulation really bad. So you're supposed to sleep on your left side so that circulation is much better, and that way you don't get swollen as well. You don't retain as much liquid. So I've been sleeping on my left side the whole pregnancy, and around 3 months ago or 2 months ago, my left inner thigh, like right in my pelvic area, it hurts so bad to turn in bed. It hurts so much to get up, to sit down, to stand up. Like any movement, it hurts so bad. Like if I to like get up out of bed, I have to like, you know, move to the side, and when I do that, it literally makes me want to cry. It's so painful, and I had no idea what it was until it happened to me, and I told my doctor, and that's when he told me, he's like, oh, that's SPD. And I was just like, what is that? And it's been so painful, and thank God that I'm still able to walk. Like it makes me uncomfortable when I walk, and it's only on my left side, but I just, it's incredibly uncomfortable. It's painful, and it's just very, it makes moving a lot more difficult, and it makes me a lot more slow. Like I feel okay right now, but if I get up, it's gonna hurt. Like I know it's gonna hurt as soon as I get up, or when I have to lay down in bed, or when I flip over. Like it just makes life so much more hard. And that's, they say it's due to the hormones that your body releases. Again, those hormones. Your body releases a hormone called relaxin, which loosens your ligaments and muscles, and so that's why it hurts so bad. But I just had never heard of this symptom, and it was very new to me and very unexpected, and it happened from one day to another, and I was like so worried that like something was wrong with me, because it's my first pregnancy and all these symptoms are like all new to me. So any little thing that's like different for me, I'm like, is the baby okay? Am I okay? Is this normal? I don't know if you're a first time mom, but I'm a first time mom, and all these things, like these little things, they like terrified me, especially because at the beginning of my pregnancy I had a subchorionic hematoma, and that's moving on. That's another symptom of pregnancy. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a symptom, but it's also something that's common in pregnancy, and no one told me about. When I was 10 weeks pregnant back in February, I had a hemorrhage, a subchorionic hematoma, or subchorionic hemorrhage. I was just sitting here, exactly where I am right now actually. My husband and I were about to like go to bed. It was like 11 in the night, and I felt like a gush of liquid, and when I touched my thigh, because I felt liquid, I had blood, and it turned out that I had a subchorionic hematoma, and I had no idea at the moment. I thought I was having a miscarriage, because obviously I was bleeding, and I was 10 weeks. I wasn't even 3 months, so you know, they say like most women who miscarry, they miscarry within the first 3 months. So I was like devastated that I was having a miscarriage, and my husband and I rushed to the hospital, and they checked me out, and they were like so calm about it. They were like, oh no, you're just having a hemorrhage, you're not losing your baby. Like after they checked me, they did a pelvic exam, and they told me, no, you're not having a miscarriage, you're just having a subchorionic hematoma. The doctor was like so calm about it. I was like freaking out, crying, and he's over here so calm. And I get it, like they're at the ER and they see a million things a day, and they see people die, and I understand. But like for me, the way he was like so chill about it, I was like, okay. Like he was just like, yeah, it happens in pregnancy, it's very common, a lot of women go through it, it's not dangerous, you know, usually women, like their hemorrhage resolves, and then you go on to have a normal pregnancy. Well, I had no idea. No one had ever talked to me about that. I didn't know that hemorrhaging like that was possible unless you were like miscarrying or something. So that was a really, really scary experience for me and my husband. We thought that we were losing the baby, and it turned out that I was having a subchorionic hematoma, which later on ended up resolving itself just like the doctor said it would. But at that time, it was like the scariest thing that I was going through, and I had no idea what was happening because no one had ever told me that that was something that could happen. And subchorionics are scary because you have to go on bed rest, you have to go on pelvic rest, like you can't use excessive like force. Some people end up losing their babies because what happens is that your placenta separates from your uterus or from your wall, and then that's what causes the bleeding, that separation. And so some women, unfortunately, their placenta completely separates and it becomes displaced and they end up losing their baby. And then for some women, like in my case, thank God, the hemorrhage resolves itself and the placenta ends up, you know, going back to where it's supposed to be. And in my case, that's what happened, but not all women are lucky. So that is a really scary symptom, even though they say it's common. It's pretty common for women to have a subchorionic, but it's still super scary nonetheless. So that's something that I didn't know that was a thing either. The other thing that was like a super big surprise to me and I didn't expect, I talked about melasma at the beginning and how, like, you know, that's very common for you to get melasma in your neck, which I did. I got dark neck. It's super dark. It wasn't like this before. And it just started happening within like the last 3 months. But other women get it on their face, and that's like very common, or in your armpits. This is gonna be TMI, but what I didn't know is that you could get melasma on your nipples. My nipples got dark about at the 2nd month that I was pregnant, like around 8 to 10 weeks. That's when I one day realized that 1, my nipples got bigger, and 2, they got extremely dark. And I was just like, what is happening? No one talks about this. No one had told me about that. And it was just such a surprise. So I'm just letting you know that if your nipples get bigger and darker, it happens. It's part of pregnancy. I had no idea. I guess maybe people don't talk about it because maybe they don't want to, you know, tell you that their nipples are getting darker or bigger. But I'm just letting you know because it happened to me, and it happened like from one day to another. And I was so surprised and shocked and was like, what is happening to my body? So many things happen to our bodies while we're carrying these bundles of joy. It's like everybody gets different symptoms, and these were just some of the symptoms that to me were like super shocking. I knew that you could get swollen feet, and I knew that you could get varicose veins due to the weight of the pregnancy and, you know, being on your legs and just like gaining weight and stuff. What I didn't know is that you could get extremely horrible, painful Charlie horses in your calves. No one of my friends got these, so I didn't know. And I woke up one day, and I told my husband, I literally looked at him and was like, oh, like in excruciating pain. Like I wanted to cry. It was so painful, and my husband was like, what's wrong? And I told him I have a cramp in my leg. And when he went to look at my leg, he was like touching my calf, and he could literally feel that my muscle was in a knot. It was like so hard, and he had to like massage and elevate my foot until it went away because it was extremely painful, to the point where I wanted to cry. And I've gotten them at least 4 times throughout this pregnancy. And I didn't know that that could happen to you. I knew about the varicose veins, which I got varicose veins in this pregnancy, and I knew about like swollen feet, but I didn't know that you could get extremely painful Charlie horses in your calves. And again, I only get it on my left side for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because, like I said, the baby is leaning on my left side, or because I sleep on my left side. For whatever reason, my left side is the one that's suffering this whole pregnancy. These Charlie horses are no joke. And I used to get Charlie horses before pregnancy, like in my feet every now and then. But I had never gotten one in my calf. And I wish it on no one because it is a horrible pain. It is horrible. I literally, like, I remember one time it did happen to me and I literally cried of how bad it hurt. It was so painful. Anyways, guys, that's the end of this video. Those are the 4. I've had multiple symptoms, but the other ones are just like very common. I just want to make a video on all the symptoms that no one told me about, just so you guys can know, in case you guys didn't know about these symptoms just like me, or maybe you don't know. Maybe you do know. Maybe I just didn't do my research, or maybe I'm just living under a rock somewhere or something. But anyways, I hope you guys like this video, and please let me know down in the comments below any symptoms that surprised you, or symptoms that no one told you about that happened to you during your pregnancy that you were shook, because it's so crazy. Our bodies change so much while we're carrying these little bundles of joy, and everybody is different and everybody goes through different symptoms. Not everybody's symptoms are the same. My sister-in-law is pregnant right now and she has had no symptoms whatsoever, and me on the other hand, I've gone through so many things. So everybody's body is different, so please let me know. I'm curious to know in the comments down below what symptoms surprised you or what symptoms you didn't know, or what was the worst symptom in your opinion that you had to go through when you were pregnant, or if you are pregnant right now and are going through. So anyways guys, that's it for today's video, and I will see you guys in the next time. Bye guys.